Kabasho. No me yesi machara yesi macharo mewe fiti tanya fawuji yesi mi atu me yendu baby mewo biare yota na wana kumam mogo pado yamba pese min kuminyanka hu etim na kaminyina yamfanka hu yamba jentum yanju no vi yentem ha kura kura na me yesi machara yesi macharo obiara mbrana wo ma yamfa obiara mbrana wo ma yamfa na ne nyame bwa hen yamfa
and national level as well are presented. They are represented here heavily. The former president just arrived. His Excellency, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, just arrived. Of course, he will come forward to pay his compliments to His Majesty Ndanyana Abukari II. He's been led by the regional chairman of NDC, Chairman Mobla. The former president will come forward and pay his compliments to the King of Dagbang before he takes his seat. We expect him to pay his compliment to His Majesty Ndanyana Abukari II before he takes his seat. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, you're most welcome to Jowa Palace. His Excellency, the former president just arrived with his entourage. It's been led by the regional chairman of NDC, Chairman Mobla, regional secretary, and the rest of the executives. Your Excellency, you can take your seat. Thank you very much. This is a Gonjan woman losing or Paya Solo. Gonjan woman losing or Paya Solo. Ka ticket to Mamani. Paya Solo, Paya Solo. His Excellency, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, just arrived, and we will go quickly to the leader of the Yanas Court for him to greet for our former president. Ten Labambado Saneko, the poeti, in Yaratimban Zolana, Poi Katanan Ketumama Pune, now and so.
Na puri regional chairman na samba kapuri yango NDC chairman na samba kapuri foreman tungban zuglana gendarman Mahama na soli na pabna o pambe zado ndanya na puria ni soli
Thank you very much. We have just exchanged greetings, and His Majesty has welcomed the former president of the Republic of Ghana. His Majesty invites the municipal chairman of NDC to come for cola. Chairman of NDC municipal. Constituency chairman of NDC. Our regional chairman of NDC, please, you are invited to come for cola. Chairman Mobla. Chairman Mobla, Nabuna Nakana, Muna Jimalsa Tale, Shezabla. His Majesty Ndanyana invite His Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, to come for kola. His Majesty invites the Vice Chairman, Chairman Azoka, to come for kola. Chairman.
Professor Alabi.
Campaign Manager Professor Alabi, please follow up.
Julius Debra.
Former Chief of Staff, please follow up. Then we have our constituency representative of NDC, Lawyer Jofa. Please forward yourself for kola. Council of Elders Chairman Yendi, please come for kola. Regional Secretary NDC, please come for kola. Mr. Salam. Regional Vice Chairman, please forward yourself for kola. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, we're not there, Barakane. Women organizer, please, Alan, you are also here. Please come for kola.
Vice Chair.
We have our constituency Vice Chairman of NDC. Please also come for kola. Permission from His Majesty Ndanyana Abukari II, so we can hand the mic over to the Regional Secretary to do some wonderful introduction. Na de so woten zan kuko doruma zanti bangmar zanti tudungo zaha njamati NDC mabilguma ko les ansanga nda bambia to no nzanweya na de so go. Regional Secretary of NDC, Mr. Salam, where are you?
Come back. Dima.
Thank you very much.
Now on this so go but don't tell ti tungban solan krona kanama obo ban parlare ne zanti na His Excellency has presented an envelope to the King of Dagbang.
Na wuna da bakane tungban solan krona kanama obo envelope na ne den zan pak bang so. Na kada poto.
The former president, His Excellency, has presented an envelope to the King of Dagbang. Thank you. So we continue with our program.
San lana, bonle, tene mor lana. Zongo dapselongo, the former president, the leader of NDC, and the incoming president, Inshallah, 2021. Opana, nda dun dong ngopune yel mang le yera bon le sang lana tini mor lana tizang la timangna tizanta wonna albarka ka zanga nu patizo bon le to lana kana unche ka tikama ko te lola kam mpa ya gwe mpa ya tigbura mpa ya boa ka biane ka patima sa foti ka te kai to ashele karnyela abia ayanga adapela His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Odineko Odiganako Olia President Bonle Tolana Tini Morlana Yen Zarmi Kajeka Nayil Pamba Kababang His Excellency Nichen Kajir Pamba Shabma To Sarame Itola Dundon Kana Yisambane Bonle Tolana tu konso sungo mala NDC Pamba kabagbe Fatima tiza hazo woninye yendi constituency chairman Alhaji Ibrahim chairman 1 obekongo bonle tolana tini morlana wonna dal barka ti kulbiane de mala wulane tivare o charma kajiri onyanga sama ku to pagi to ama na wuni kul bole sheti bolo wulana bonle tolana o wulana nye to vice chairman woni nye afa Abdallah Yakubu yendi constituency vice chairman tenembum pama ni chele zadine tolana bonle kachan region tudungona de mala party Pamba ngongbole bonle tolana tene morlana woni nye the regional party zo, the regional party chairman of chairman, Laurent Bago of NDC. Woninye chairman Alhaji Mobila, Okanano Onyanga, Bonle Tolana, Woninzante Kama, Yamale, Bonle Tolana, Onkanati Shinoma, Ojime, Nuya de Bayi, Woninye NDC to do on a chairman. Ngone lanye to yapal se na bol tolana o chermi ka gomno ayi bi ko wane o yan kola no ayi lorang bago mbalama o chena ti silende me kata garta tolana bol ti yidene timale onyanga ne non constituency ma shamma ba yul no done yibe vole o vice chairman ne ma yi nyaba timale chairman Alhaji Fialam Obekongo, Kamale chairman Honorable Adolf Kogwabe Kongo, Regional Mama Vice Bunirbayi, Tolana, Bonle, Woman Organizer Nama, Bobekongo, Doi Kulchan Kasi Do Biane, Tolana, She Pam Biane, and to Recom Tiro. Te Tudona, Woman Organizer, Muninye Ajia Napisa, Ogabe Kongo, Omini Onyanga, Tolana. Biane, my mama to regional chairman, Onyanga, regional secretary Biane, when King Salam, when you can year even know the canon. See then the Martin National, Ghana Za, when you take Pamba, Beno, Category Regional, Category National, Nebzante Song, the Nama Tony, National Chairman, when Zane, Kayel no vice chairman, national, Ozani, Nzang Pamba Kana, Bonle, Tolana, Moninye, Abia, Ayanga, Dundongwan and Nirambalama, Chief Alhaji, Sofo Azoka. Obeke, Wunal Barka, Pamba Nabiane, Temale, former chief of staff, Moninye, Mr. Julius Debra Obekongo. Dinyanga Bonle Tolana. The campaign ma ichena de malango bobele karchena. Munka siasa pune katebolo campaign manager Tolana Bonle. The Pigo no gartoni kati yeto achan kasi na woni na dal barka ka gana nam gumti ka voti kati dege gana ma do mi gana ma sorme ka abia ko yel ni chokana nti pokle zal ka su idone ngoni nyete campaign manager ngoni nye professor Joshua Alabi ngoni mo pour ka para dinyanga den kamala otumo abima yijine gana zo te mala ŋun zana zane ŋun zan na zane nzan na nim kwa nzan chante ti abima ŋun nye ni boso tin yer ni parliamentary candidate ŋun zan ti yon ne ti voto ko chang jina du ntin ye na nim nin tam ŋun nye yanga abia o yuli nye lawyer Alhassan Abdul Fattah Jofa din yanga da gwamnan yel ni bin sai kul gorgan da yile yi dan karbora tolana bonle te ne morlana ayanga abia o kana no timye no fo ada albarka ko bora na nu yi be pano zo o to yi sambanne ayeda yi be pano zo o bukata ku to male amina kpamba o kana no te su albarka isane ke izan yi nupa ndodu ko me be sambanne kati bukata to male kati gba kuna te zan songa to ne abia o kena kyongo woni nye tangbanzo la nkuro woni nye NDC presidential candidate woni nye ni mvoso insha Allah incoming president 2021 January 7th Benzamo Injil Komazo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Tolana bon zanke kazanti na yili label wungla ko degi ka label ma pato chang tolana bonle wonna dal barka na wonna gbabta
te poya kapai sa ngo ti nyala nimvo shabe bayan chang ba do sane ko te su swale nzanti te tengban zola nkuro ko zang onji ala zan shelna nzanti ndanya na mino nyanga. At this juncture, I want to go to the leader of Yana's court, which is Mbado, to ask permission for His Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, to share a word with the King and his entourage present. Thank you.
Dunia banda, tolana, samlana, na unna na bakana bapra, na bia. Former President, the social tool, Katiada, was on with soldiers a man in yesterday, Intite, Amina, Timina Pam. I don't cut a super man. Now, no swell no ya.
His Majesty Ndanyana has granted the former president the permission to speak. Let's listen to him.
Second. Sorry. Translate. Yeah, so take them. Your Majesty, the Overlord of Dagbang, Yana, and I share the same surname, Mahama. I'm very happy to be in your court this afternoon, and I extend my warmest greetings to you and your elders and all the people of Yendi. My friendship with you spans over a long period, and I've known you personally as a friend, as an uncle, as a counselor, until the time when you climbed onto the prestigious skins of Dagbang. All of us were here on that day to attend your installation as the overlord. And it was a very happy day for all of us because it was the culmination of years of work to bring peace back to Dagbang. And I want to congratulate all those who worked hard over the years to achieve this beautiful success. Today, Dagbang is at peace with itself, and peace comes with prosperity and progress. Without peace, there can be no progress. Peace is the most critical element that any people can wish for. Ghana has been blessed with peace for many years, and we're in a sub-region where many countries have not been as fortunate as us, and they have seen civil and internal conflict. Yana, I'm here today because I came to my former constituency to take part in a civil and democratic exercise of registering my name in the electoral roll so that come December 20th, I can exercise my vote. Exercising our vote is a very important constitutional responsibility on all of us. And it's my hope that everybody took the opportunity to register. After the registration, I passed to greet your brother, the Yegbongra overlord of the Gunja Kingdom, and I informed him that I'll be coming here to greet you. And he asked me to extend his warm greetings and best wishes to you. Yesterday, the registration exercise came to an end. And it is my hope that everybody took the opportunity to register. Nayana, before I came here, I passed Nyankpala to pay my respects to the late Nyankpala Lana, who also was a very good friend of mine. And I extended my regards to your regent, who is looking after affairs until you enskin a new Nyankpala Lana. This year, we're going to elections, and Ghanaians have to make a choice. In 1992, we adopted unto ourselves a new constitution. And when we approved that constitution, we all held high hopes that the constitution was going to be the underpinning of progress and prosperity in our country. And I must say, since '92, we have made some progress. But we all recognize that our nation has to move faster in order that we can ensure that our people have a life of dignity and decency. Our Constitution guarantees us certain democratic rights. That is the right to go about our business in peace without fear or intimidation. It also allows us to exercise our democratic rights of free speech without fear of harassment or death. Unfortunately, some of these things are becoming in short supply in our country under the current administration. Nayana, radio stations and other media outlets that are seen not to toe the line of government have been shut down for several years now. All pleas and requests to have these stations open have been refused. Journalists live in fear of their lives because they fear they'll be harassed, intimidated, or even in extreme situations, they could be killed. We've seen an example of Ahmed Swali, who was shot dead in cold blood, and several years after, his killers have not been apprehended, and it doesn't look like any serious effort is being made to arrest them and prosecute them. We held a by-election in Ayawaso West Wogong to fill a vacancy that had been created following the passing of the incumbent MP. And we all saw what happened at Ayawaso. Armed men went on rampage and injured scores of people. Following what happened, the president set up a commission of inquiry. It was the president's own commission of inquiry. He set it up voluntarily, without compulsion. The commission did its work, identified the perpetrators, and asked that they be punished. Unfortunately, as I stand here with you today, nothing, absolutely nothing has been done to those who perpetrated that violence in Ayawaso West Wogong. It is therefore not surprising that for a very simple exercise like a registration exercise, for people to write their names so that they can vote in an upcoming election, we've seen the scenes of violence that have taken place along the length and breadth of this country. It is most unfortunate. If you observe some of the incidents that have happened, you won't believe that this is the Ghana that we all know and the Ghana that we all are citizens of. We lived in this country under President Rawlings. We lived in this country under President Kufuor. We lived in this country under President Mills. We lived in this country under my humble self. And we have conducted registration exercises countless times. We have never seen the level of violence and intimidation during the registration exercise as we saw in this recent exercise. And now what is more alarming is that we all have lived in this country in peace, knowing that we are all citizens of this country. Whether you're a Dagomba, or you're an Ashanti, or you're an Ewe, you're a Gonja, you're a Gan, you're a Fanti, you're a Zambrama, you're a Fulani, we all see ourselves as Ghanaians. And we've always run an inclusive government that brings all of us together, because this is what the founder of our country, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, wanted us to be. That even though we are diverse people with diverse cultures, we have a unity in diversity, and we are strong because we all come together. Unfortunately, we have a regrettable development where the citizenship of many of our people are being questioned. If you come from another part of the country and you want to register in another part of the country, you're asked to go back to your region and go and register. As if Ghana is a federal state. Ghana is a unitary state where our people are free to move and live wherever they want. And their citizenship is defined and granted to them by the Constitution. Now, as we sit, many of your subjects are living in different parts of this country and doing their businesses normally. And yet, in this registration exercise, many of them would have been questioned on the basis of just their names, whether they are Ghanaian or they are not. These are proud Dagombas living in Cape Coast, or in Banda, or in Kumasi, or in Accra, or in Zabzugu, or in Boko. Wherever they live, they are proud Dagombas who are citizens of Ghana, and nobody has the right to question whether they are citizens of this country. We want a nation that is at peace with itself. And we have seen examples in our sub-region where the questioning of people's identities have led to civil conflict. We don't want that to happen to Ghana. And Nayana, you have known me for a long time. I'm a man of peace. I'm not a person of violence. And I don't believe that the presidency of this country is bestowed on a person because of how violent you are. Nayana, as you sit on the skins of Dagbon, God had decreed and destined that one day you'll be the Yana of this land. And as a person who was personally involved in the peace process in Dagbon, I knew the things that happened to try to prevent it from happening, from you climbing these skins today. But God had decreed that you will sit on these skins. And so here you are today. Authority and leadership are granted by God and the will of the people. And so let it be the will of the people and God's own divine gift who will lead us in the next 4 years, and not who can wreak the most violence and cause the most disruption in order to become president of this nation. I will always abide by peace and call on my people to be peaceful and not do anything to disturb the peace. But the Constitution says that every Ghanaian citizen has the right and responsibility to uphold the Constitution. And one of the basic foundations of our Constitution is the right to vote and the sovereign will of the people to elect their own president. And so if on election day somebody is undermining that Constitution by attempting to intimidate and prevent people from voting, the people of the community and the people of this country have the right to resist that person. And so the people themselves will resist any thugs who attempt to undermine the Constitution by preventing them from voting in peace without intimidation and harassment. Because I have heard senior members of the ruling party who have said publicly that what we saw in Ayawaso West Wuogon was child's play, and that the real thing will happen on voting day. I hope they were joking. But we will call on all our people to resist any person who tries to use violence to disrupt the election process. Nayana, we know the NDC party. We've been in government before. As the immediate past president, we work together with you and chiefs all around the country to bring development to every corner of this country. We took this country at a time only when 58% of our citizens had access to clean drinking water. By the time I left in 2016, 76% of Ghanaians had access to clean drinking water. We took this country from when just a little over 50% of our people had access to electricity. By the time I left office, 86% of our people had been connected to the national grid. There are many projects we're working on. The community day secondary schools, hospitals, roads, and other infrastructural projects. Because these are the things that bring development to the people. If you have a water system that provides people with clean drinking water, it means that they will not drink from dugouts and dams and get waterborne diseases. If you have electricity extended to a community. It means that women and men can undertake small businesses because they have access to power. If you provide a hospital, it means that people who are ill can be provided with treatment. If you provide a school, it means that our children can go to school and benefit from a quality education. Those are what creates progress in society. Infrastructural development. Somebody can give you money today. You will spend it, and by tomorrow the money is finished. But that hospital and that school will be there forever for your children, your great-grandchildren, and your great-great-great-grandchildren. And so, understanding this, in office, we undertook a strong infrastructural development program. Nayana, you are aware we were working on your Eastern Corridor Road. The contractors for the stretch from Nakpanduri to Otidamanko were based here in your city of Yendi. If NDC had still been in office, by now this Eastern Corridor Road would have been completed. Unfortunately, we did not win the election of 2016, but our constitution says that any new government that comes into power shall continue the projects and programs begun by the previous administration. Unfortunately, that has not been the case with this administration. As soon as this administration came into office, work on the Eastern Corridor Road came to a stop. And today, the road has deteriorated and is in a very bad state. But Nayana, I wish to assure you that if it's the will of God, inshallah, 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 the NDC shall win the election of 2020, come back into government, and complete this Eastern Corridor Road for you. There are many other projects that we had conceptualized, but did not have the opportunity to begin before we left office. And these included the Yendi Hospital, the Yendi Water Supply Project, and several other projects within your kingdom. If it's the will of Allah and we come back, these are projects that we will continue. We did a lot of work in northern region. We did the Tamale Airport Phase 1 expansion that allowed us for the first time in the history of Ghana to fly Hajj pilgrims traveling from the northern part of Ghana directly to Medina for the first time ever. The Tamale Regional Hospital is our major referral hospital. It was built by Colonel Kutu Achampong. It was in a state of decay. It was under Professor Mills' administration and my administration that we executed the Tamale Regional Hospital Phase 1 and Phase 2 expansion projects. And today, the hospital is providing service to the whole of the northern region. Nayana, I do not intend to speak for too long. This is a stop to pay my respects to you, and I'll be continuing to Ketekrachi for the funeral of my late stepmother. But I wish to state that there are several policies that we are considering, and at the appropriate time, I'm going to put our manifesto out. But one of the things that has been a setback for our democracy has been the fact that the basic building blocks of our governance are the assembly members and women. Unfortunately, considering the work that they do, they don't earn any remuneration. Occasionally, when they go for a sitting of the assembly, they are giving a little sitting allowance. It is my intention to change that. Because the assembly members are the ones who live in the community. They live with the people. At any time of the day or night, there's a knock on the assembly member's door. Either somebody is ill, a woman is delivering, or something has happened in the community, and so assembly member must wake up. Unfortunately, with all this work that they do, they are not remunerated unless they go for a sitting of the assembly and they're giving a little pittance. We intend to change that. After we handed over, the new administration that came ballooned the size of central government. 125 ministers. I think that Ghana has set a Guinness Book of Records with the number of ministers that we have. It is my intention to cut that down. Reduce the number of people who are hanging around the Flagstaff House and doing nothing. And to use that money to channel it into remunerating our assemblymen. We can do it. We can pay our assemblymen so that they also are empowered to be able to do the work that we expect them to do. Nayana, we are considering a free healthcare plan because many of our people still are uncovered in respect of access to basic healthcare. Because for those whose national health insurance expires and they are not able to find the money to renew their health cards, they basically are cut out from healthcare. And so we're going to have a free primary healthcare plan that will cover the lower tiers of our health system. So now, Yana, from CHIPS compounds to polyclinics to health centers up to district hospital level, we shall have a free healthcare plan that guarantees our people basic access to healthcare. Before I sit, I wish to state emphatically that free senior high school education has come to stay. If anybody tells you that I, John Dramani Mahama, son of E.A. Mahama, will abolish free SHS when I come, tell the person he is a bloody liar. What I'm against is the poor implementation of the free SHS, which is creating great inconvenience for the parents, for the students, and for the teachers. And the point I've made is that we can implement it better. If this government had followed our plan of continuing with the 200 new senior secondary schools that we're building, we won't have the current situation that we have in our free SHS plan. On the day I registered, I visited my former constituency. I went to Bamboy. We sited one of the new community day schools in Bamboy. Today, that school is working. It is full of children who are studying for their secondary education. If we hadn't put that school there, all those 1,000+ children in that school would either have gone to Bole Secondary, Winchi Secondary, or Kintampo Secondary, because those are the senior secondary schools closest to them. And they would have gone to compound the congestion in those schools already. And so if this government had continued and finished the 200 schools that we were building, we wouldn't have double track, gold and green and yellow and red and all kinds of things. Nayana, governance is common sense. It is not rocket science, it's common sense. If you implement a program like Free SHS and you don't put in the appropriate infrastructure, this is the result you will find. And so I have pledged that when I come back to the presidency, inshallah, by the grace of God, I will fast-track the completion of the 200 schools that we started so that we can distribute the children into more secondary schools, and we will abolish the double track so that all the children can go to school at the same time. Nayana, when you politicize education, the result is what we are seeing today. Our children have been graduating from school for several years. They are our children. They are our graduates. They are nobody's graduates. They are our children. They are our graduates. When they were graduating in Rawlings' time, they were not Rawlings graduates. When they were graduating in Kufuor's time, they were not Kufuor's graduates. In Mills's time, they were not Mills graduates. In Mahama's time, they were not Mahama's graduates. Today, they are nobody's graduates. They are our children. They are our graduates. When you try to attach politics to education, this is what happens. We've seen the videos of children feeling that they have an entitlement to do whatever they want in the exam hall. And when they are prevented, what you saw on the video is exactly what happens when the president plays politics with our educational system. All of us must condemn it. Under my presidency and under the administration of my running mate, Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Ghana saw the best West African secondary school certificate examinations in our history. Ghana saw the best BECE results in our history. What we value is quality education. Unfortunately, quality is lost in the vocabulary of this present government. And so because the children are not well prepared, you just go and gather past questions and give to them. And for young children, you give them past questions, they have a belief that that is what is going to come in the exams. All of us pass O-level and A-level. We used to go to West African Exams Council to buy past questions ourselves. Government never gave it to us. And we bought it because we knew you can look at the past questions and it will help you to rehearse towards the exam itself. But when the government goes and buys it itself and gives it to them and gives them the idea that these are the questions that are going to come, and they go and sit in the exam hall and those questions they studied for are not on the paper, then this is the kind of thing you see happening. We will come back to government. We will make sure that our children are well prepared and well thought so that they will go into that exam hall with confidence and not feel that the only way they can pass is to cheat in examinations. Nayana, I wish to thank you very much. I wish you long life. I wish you continued good health. And inshallah, if it is the will of God, by God's grace, inshallah, if I climb to the presidency, we shall have the opportunity and the privilege to work for Dagbon to bring progress and prosperity to Dagbon. May God continue to bless you and your elders. May God continue to bless the Dagbon kingdom. And may God continue to maintain peace, development, and progress in Dagbon. I thank you very much. God bless you.
Bon le san lana tini mor lana te zugla mani yele to shelma de zoya ka galsi ama de shenga ka ti MP ka bambuto wum silma ka ti dire da amfani tuli na te zugla ma yele na mno biagu ne taba yisimle nyala den yui ki zanye bampum be shawara ne mbore malgu zanchan te Dagbang men te biagu tonti bo polo halkan dumanna wonten nan katare ka pa jisheshel anjiango na wuma yikone ni nirba pam endi wala ngalgwam nzongele don men sudo da nyala dem bargi te Dagbang ka zongele ma nan hale kana wonte nan tabbata karza ne su do ma nyini yan jini bana ma zo kaji yan to rezo te par kapur won kam nu bie den toy hankaya den te cha Dagbang she nji azungo den nji ashamgo no pura ne zo son ne dena kala yara ne su do nye bamberle den yan ber ka ban shakam den yan tam karna yi tam de zo to ne rezo te bom sudo ka yu sudo ka nan na den yan nan ka sudo biere biakulo na ma zungo bia shenga kana te party ka biagu ma pu ne chan te damde te tangban gana multizan ha sudo ne den nye den aitie ka betam ne da nan ya katie nan pibu shelban bole by election ankara fonsha bien ka bon la yawasu ka dadama nin banye te gana bilcin ni man pa soje ni man pa prince ka bazan lenjima nin ne ba taba ka ba ye ne man kena entin nin barna ka pibu ma nin banye ten san suelba ka ba to na tene NDC nin ne ba ban bor su dola ka bra ne ba fuye ka chele zan ya nin yin bor chele ne ren nin na ka duniya za ko ba den nin gana ma den nin ma pon ban manti de kate biago ne ten ban zola mamma muno nyanga Dranya la demba nang banyasim katoba. Ko mamman ye asanza nirba neba vima. Enye dalir shedin chala la ben woten nang. Te dargboy tu nere bonti, karabonti. Ka asanza nirba wo jinen nang vima ma. Ente gan nivo shebe ne bambongo. Baban nang kar nang den tu nere nang sham don min wula. Nang simara pa halka ka dijin tor ka sote to jirane. Enyo ka fi kuma wonir tuya ne ba dargala la ndir wotable ne ka ta gwamnati ma yinati ne da man labara nan la ma ne ba dan gubu man shaban le yan nan ban fatina ne ka ba nan gubu man ne to la ma da wuya kaman wula su do ma ba done tan kullayan nan ya sabu shelmo tan ya afona nan pune nye televisa pune te Dagbang ba ne bi nyone ka chan na halbate sabu ya o bolo yul karban man nim polo yul so kabiye no pa gana bilchine ka karo no resebo yule ka te mine tem pile demokrati ya so enwo tena jenye la jipsi ngota tebo nima to rezo nduma na won nan katar kanan yiko ka ten sore nan woni excellency John Dramani Mahama o de tin ban wo garto la karan nan te ko yune tabni na ne be tab yuya kama shabo ne bilchin nim kama shabe ne be pa gana bilchin nima so don tu ne tebo ne nangban yine yule kambon nyo gurungu nyo farfar nyo Dagbang nyo baldene nyo te zaha nangban yinga la anjia ne sudo kariyen ne ganama te ko to gande lam kale yele na yi kana te yul bin da biya gwamnati ne wamani former president J.E. Mills bira ko la tia entik ba ta hashin nan da ba wala shangana timbe tira ila mankara fon biyan ka bonle elwak hal banjira nan man dulma tamanan man tabanam da duun la bedo shay karnya vi na karnya vi santiti kanin gogalga taba ka ba yisi zane entik kana timete da la ple pa ko zungo da gbamba di shara ni nirba yisi ne ba chan maka kam won sa tulga nan fur flax ne nen zangla tishe maka kadile karna kultul kana nyovem tore sama da waman ban da ya chantin yar bina man dulmala pompo yan dolo du nyo po anfubo ma ka guo tam mai pai ko chantin nen la ma kwanko wa ne tiasuma na yurlam ko mani o kemma da zan lana entiti te bulchin nan bambiyan wana na musulin nan za nan gbanyine lalan lan yele te da shiftin yeto ara nyela musugo ka te tamal a shiftin ka te zan le bolla ne kibshe bitu ko zan barchen ni man do no kibe karmi ne zare nyela de yanzame a shiftin bil kam ye yuna nirda lafiye kartinyan ni kabiyan san ogu ka bande ban sa bande te diego ngulo kar nan vien yela lala kabra lan san bakpalan suya gbene en nan a shiftin ma tule dene nan don nyanga na tenan zungo ban miele na kare yelgan tumna tuma ma fiyen yela nti abin yi gwamnati ne zan na zungo fabla la nyela dan pile a shifti ma ne du fiela za ama tabra mangla ma lan kar ne rezo ayla yulten wana fakar man wala nyela bi kanda ka kanda te para de zo ki nanam nyeba mal go galga ne nachin ban ya tuma tumpolo lala ma zo nda nyeba tiatia wala kayen nabi nan palle den yan gwati mabi bambe wado polongo ndol yin wana chan halte tu ankara ne dabil gu ne tie sol ma zo ka samba kana jina me kare yelge ka tuma nan kan nirbati amfani to ma lala tuma ma ne pile tetin ban wane te ne tin ban wane ka contrat ma yar dabe ko nirbatuma tin lu gwamnati ne na won gafara dirin yala leman dina dira tin yar ngo pallin wodi en name ka te zuwar dole kan yar samba ka amfani cena to ama nduma na won gafara wonni da duwa dal barkane lala al kawl ma nyala din yan pale na won yi ko ne excellency John Dramani Mahama oy da popor na pibu nyanga na won gafara din yala din yan wala yalya ni shukuru chenne nkaramba sonda ya ni shukuru sonda and I saw them going and I went some no kunyala ban chensham ko bacha ne woga government camera and free SHS kachare le I saw them going and I went some mun kunyala ban chena kan ba chanshele palala be ka te borne te wumse be ma so abiane ka excellency John Dramani Mahama taba ka sayina gana lolo kam mbate toy de yannan ka tan ban ma chanto zungo o gwamnati da appeal me karam merci courte de marti yinsi de yan cha bi to chena ka kunna ka ti chena mbien fen yela wurba fen yela ka gwamnati ngo kana te pibo zo yan nabi yan yo me ka so kam datike zungo ai chansi courte mane bandir gu nyala dai do she nyala dai karam bu nyala dai ka gwamnati mamman ti yisina ente chante zang bankura tembo shelde past questions en dalo mamma ne shikurbe ngo kulchel yalla kam ka gbladina ne boasi ma ten yina denne ka ba yul ka ba sapa sel zungo te zanye afone ne men tv ne men ben yar zo shikurbe ma mamma ne yina tie ne ten ban zo la mamma zang yuam naba don ba palan la kundu ne mane ban ke du mane de za gang ba yina de zo benabiam nan benabiam ye be resource na ma ban sati ne ba den ma ne ba failure ko yela ne ban da tiare tiashel kanan da shikurtuma payirin din ba wannan man da nyele bara tiar le ne bi ma de hankale in de wum sirshele den yante ba banan sudo in te ban bi ma mamman sudo in ti tichenam sudo ka bi ma karen yina in ti sombo le bin sem in ti titin banwo to ne lala ma zo ko sura ne ti tabson na wun gafara ko yin wun lab gwamnati ne na tin ma shikurtuma zale kabima bi chante patabzo ka bɛ chaŋ ti dooni sambanni ka bɛ chaŋ ti bɛ karinda ka duri maa galisi ka bɛ kpe mali suhudoo ka bɛ ba ni mali suhudoo ka bɛ karim n yina nyɛ karachi maŋa ban yɛn bo biɛhagu ka di ti tooni ti yiŋo ni ti yiŋo ashibiti ŋo o gomnanti ni ti daa nyɛ bin kana ti niŋ yɛligiri shɛŋa n niŋ di puuni ka di nyɛla din yɛn niŋ ka ashibiti chɛndi maa ka di tooi tibiri yiŋo gba ka ban bɛ kpansi ka bɛ gba tooi kanna zuŋo noo gomnanti kpuɣila so chibi shɛli ti zaa mini health insurance biɛni amma zuŋo ninvuɣu so ŋun nyɛ nandana bee tarim ka o health insurance kpi a zaŋli chaŋ health insurance office bɛ yaami naana kulima ni bɛ ne sabila bini maa ni zaŋli tahi ni ka bɛ ti qualify li ka a labina ka bɛ naan niŋ ta tori saa di nyɛ a puuni n biɛri ka a chaŋ maa a kuli ni de pu barigu ŋo di tiyɛn naa ka bɛ labina la ma yɛlli niŋ ya to tingbani zuɣu lan yɛlimi ni o yi di gomnanti ti yɛn leela ashibiti bihi din bɛ gbunni tarim bɛ ni bɛ yaɣa shɛŋa ka di bi lan ʒiya naa yɛn zaŋla gbaŋ shɛli chɛŋ ka bɛ tiba lala ashibiti bihi maa ka di nyɛ ban yɛn yuuni salo maa yɔli ka di pala a yɛn gbubila gbaŋ shɛli n zaŋ chaŋ nimaani ni lala maa nyɛla o gomnanti ni mali ni yɛn ni di niŋ shɛli naawuni yi sa ka ti too aduwa n too ti vootibu ka o di o mi ti yɛda ni din dee nyɛ gana ti yɛn yulila ti biɛhagu ni din bɛ ti zuŋo dabisili ŋo ka zaŋ yuli tooni ha n yuli nyaanga ha ka yɛn niŋ piibu to naawuni gafara ŋun excellency John Dramani Mahama o nyɛla ŋun yɛn popori 7 January 2021 ka lee Ghana tingbani zuɣu na ka lan yɛli ni ŋun John Dramani Mahama ŋun niŋ EA Mahama dapala ni Ghana zaa di shara ka o nyɛla ŋun bɔri suhudoo son ku tooi di o shara luɣu shɛli polo din niŋ yɛkpeeni din niŋ fitina o biɛhagu puuni to di zuɣu hali ni zuŋo o na ku tam ni mi ka yɛri ti nanima n yɛri ti bilchinnima n yɛri ti tarimba ni ti bɔm suhudoo to amaa ninvuɣu so ŋun lee yɛn ni o yɛn zaŋla fitina biri tingbani ŋɔ ni suhudoo maa bɔ puuni ka ti yɛn taɣi o mini o fitina maa zaŋ ka suhudoo maa bɛ ti ka yɛli ni bin do o ka wumso o mini nam ka yaan dirili pa liɣiri mi n dirili domi niriba ni tooi zaŋ liɣiri taa ka biɛɣasa ne ka a dili na lebginsi mi niŋ kaman shikuru bee ashibiti di yɛn biɛlimi ka a diri danfaani ka ban ti doli nyaanga na di ka a yaan ti bi chɛhi ka bi zaa doli na n ti diri danfaani to naa maa ti bo suhudoo maa ka di ʒini ti ʒiini din maŋli naawuni gafara ntuma naawuni gafara ti nyɛla ban yɛn di nasara 2020 December piibu ŋɔ ni to di zuɣu yɛltɔɣa maa ni ku yɛn bɔbili li biɛla n zalli shɛli n bala naawuni de so yaro.
Thank you very much. We thank the former president for that wonderful and peaceful speech that has been given out to His Majesty and his people of Dagbang. I think on this note, we now want to go back to the King of Dagbang and listen to his speech. Thank you. Zungo tempapa sa shalongo tinchang ba doksane ka titinyan dan yana na malal zan shele no zan titingban zola nkuru tijil malama.
Na unara ba kane. Ni busuru sol na gba zang hankal shel limbiene zang panguni tingban zola nkuru no on tok so hankal ye tok shanga ma. Alan ka bakara ne su sol to ba. Tole na shanga. Na no ya marhabi no lampur ya ni ko na ponshel kanama no malla bashenyela suhudu shel ne yinkela suhudu ba yenta ambor ben shaw duniya ne ni ka zunga ka tiyen non piibu ni ti ku pi ka de bene ka de tam te pa te la en la me pi ni on ma she no ti nin pambo tu tabale ben do tu za nyanga ni so kam pam suglo ne Ghana so be malo ki tale abira ya ka zabia tu za zang suglo ne dem bio san nyalo zang la zamati ya ne sal kuto tuso no dola onga yubta ne azang la hanka shele din yang bago suhu nta manga ka yinum binye zugla nemo bundoya yinyanga bezang hankale mvanirba nta kataza nye tumamani yen tumsham ni rizang turi ntutaba ne padang ne tasu dona dunia banda tolana na ta ni sokam oyen zang shetin yela sokam zang suglo nyulnya tipi zala on kuvuka tatiti ne na chembe ben turtaba kamar kun kwankwala ne bidan zon yirini ne to bora din yan nan ka zan hankal fi wanda kuvuka tatiti nan votul mun ku to kuvuka ta no marshal sakso shel tiriamba no tina chemama ambala nu so bene oyen zang la kun kpankpaga ni zilma yelbo nsagma ngum on dor so bukata ne bezom yirene nzang hankale ni nan ka pibu nan ka so do nan gana no marshal tiriamba no pa pam ne yana obucher party yetwane ne bendir nyara bechedu jine nyamusul suma kapsuna woni jine kapibu piba pi wonyan kubukata wonyan jin ka bukata male ne ben bor shelmbara ne na wonu songba na wonu songya na wonu barkanu na wonu barkanu chatiri zang san ma ko na yutiri zang san ma ko bon de ko be ni bon de chairman na bone yende this and is chairman constituency chairman ndan yana obo chao ni tumban sulam ni ko ko na pomana ode o payon boblo ka san su na woni katin yesu doma ni entity bukata shi na zamtuba.
His Majesty has given a word of advice to the following and our Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana. Before we do the interpretation, I would want to just Hi, one. Your Excellency, His Majesty, per the tradition and culture, he's supposed to have prepared you a delicious meal for you and your entourage. But unfortunately, because of time constraint, he has organized a ram, a white one, of course, to signify how happy he is in seeing you at his palace, Biawa to be precise. That when you get back, he knows you are not a bachelor. There's a woman in the house. The woman will take the responsibility to prepare a delicious meal for you. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Atumsuma patang ban zulang kuro. No nyasam pam. Azonema tumma obo million de bayi. Ne takusumba. Alo pa na nga barkano.
The regional chairman of NDC, on behalf of His Excellency the former president, has presented 200 Ghana cedis to show their appreciation of the presentation that His Majesty has just made now. Thank you. Per the consultation of our regional executive and the municipal executive, I think we are done for the day.
Petro kakrangum no shukra na me yeti majara yeti majaro obiara brana wa ma yamfa